performance. New Mail treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Mail will help you.
Call New Mail Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need
too.
my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. It is Monday, after all. 15th day of June. I don't know if you've got any traveling plans, and if you do, I bet you're getting excited. I can remember when I was a younger man, and my son was still a child, and we would be always excited about this time of year because usually we'd have a plan to go someplace, usually in the beginning of July, and by the middle of June, it started to get pretty exciting, knowing that it was just a few weeks away. So if you're doing that, I'm sure you're in the same boat I was back in those days. All right, let's see. A few things I need to mention. Do we have any ribbon cuttings? No, I don't see any ribbon cuttings here on my list here. Dunkin' Donuts is currently testing home delivery. Before we get to the heavier stuff, I thought I'd bring some light stuff to you. America may run on Dunkin', but Dunkin' Donuts wants to run its food over to you. According to CNBC, the chain has plans to launch delivery next year. I wonder how much you have to order. I mean, can you imagine ordering a donut and a coffee and somebody delivers it? It wouldn't be worth it for them to do that. Dunkin' Brands CEO Nigel Travis notes that delivery is clearly a big opportunity. He adds that Americans love convenience, therefore delivery plays very strongly. Yeah, but isn't there something enjoyable about just going out for a donut? I mean, first of all, or a cup of coffee? Isn't it nice? I mean, do you really want to deliver it? Maybe to your office. Travis reveals that the company is currently testing its mobile ordering feature. Oh, this is an app. Oh, this is even crazier. Which includes a delivery option and plans to do a more public test later this year. Dunkin' will officially launch the system next year. Travis cautions that the chain will not immediately roll out delivery at all of its locations because he wants to make sure each restaurant can operationalize, I think he made up a word, all the procedures first. Didn't Burger King talk about doing this, and we never heard another word about it?
Yeah, they did. But Burger King is kind of different. Dunkin' Donuts, I think people would embrace the delivery of donuts, but I'm with you. You know, if you just want to go and chill out, go to Dunkin' and get a cup of coffee and sit there.
This is the latest major chain to announce that it is entering the delivery arena. In March, coffee giant and Dunkin' competitor Starbucks started testing delivery. Mm-hmm. in in New York and in Seattle. It includes an option to have coffee delivered to your desk at work.
There's got to be a minimum order. I mean, you just can't have it delivered.
Can you imagine this? A cup of coffee in April? Chipotle officially launched its delivery option in partnership with delivery service Postmates to varying degrees of success. And just a month later, Yum Brands CEO Greg Creed revealed that Taco Bell and KFC are also toying with the idea of launching delivery in the near future.
Gosh. Wow.
Are we that busy? Are we that lazy? What is it? Are we too busy to go down to the donut shop, or are we too lazy to go down to the donut shop?
That's what it is. It's laziness.
And are we so carefree with our money because it costs more to have delivery?
Oh, sure.
Right? And if you don't tip the delivery person, well, you're just rude.
Oh, yeah. You have to tip them at least $3 per delivery minimum.
Yeah, so you get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's already overpriced.
Yes.
Right?
Right. Exactly.
And then you have to give them a few dollars to bring it to you.
Yeah.
Yep. In New York, it might make sense, I guess, if you're not driving. If you get off the train and you get to your building,
Yeah, but when my son gets off the train in New York, there's all these donut shops and stuff right there.
That's
coffee,
it.
He'll grab
it may
donut.
not be the brand name you're talking about.
Yeah,
but
and he'll take it back to work with him. They all do that.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on the air.
Well, Dunkin' Donuts has that large container that the Cup of Joe container, which is like a quart of coffee.
Wow.
Yeah, we've had that here.
So probably that's how they would work it: a dozen donuts and a big jug.
Probably a minimum, yeah.
Yeah, because that's like $8 for that big container.
I love this debate. This is the good one. Thank you, Jim.
Well, I mean, that's kind of my take on it, anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Jim.
Morning.
So this weekend we went to see my brother down in Sarasota. My brother's birthday was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
My brother Bill is my younger brother. He is a veterinarian, by the way, and so he and his wife live in Sarasota. And when I called him a couple of weeks ago, said, "Can I come down and visit you?" He said, "Well, would you like to go out on the boat?" Mm-hmm. So he's got a small boat. It's not a big boat. And so, yeah, it was fun. So we went to. He drove us to Venice, Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yep. On Saturday.
And the intra-coastal waterway, which I guess the way he explained it, the intra-coastal waterway is the name of the waterway between the barrier islands and the mainland. Mm-hmm. And it can be anywhere in the whole country. They're all called the intra-coastal waterway, right?
Yeah, that was fascinating.
So I didn't know that. So anyway, so we went on this thing, and then he took us to the Gulf of Mexico, which was not very far away. We were there. And the farthest I've ever gone out into the Gulf of Mexico is about as far as you can go when you're swimming, because that's about all I've ever done. I've never gone on a cruise. No. I've never gone on one of those gambling boats, and I've never even been out there in a canoe. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so he took us out there, and the waves were bigger than the boat.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this okay? I mean, are we supposed to be out here with this? Because, I'm not getting seasick at all, but I'm getting nervous. Couldn't this flip over or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Well, I guess he thought the same thing, because he turned around and he said, it's a little too wavy. We better go back in. A little too wavy. And then as soon as you get past those two jetties, is that what you call them, jetties?
Yes.
Or Jedis? Jetties?
Jetties.
As soon as you get past the two jetties, whatever, the inlet, then it's all calm again, I guess, because you have land on both sides. Mm-hmm. And it was just so beautiful. I mean, I actually preferred it, not because the Gulf was so rough, but because, think about it. He took me out once before on Port Charlotte, and Port Charlotte is, or Charlotte Bay or Charlotte Harbor, whatever it's called. And it's this big, gigantic body of water. And basically, that's all you see is water. Mm-hmm. But when you're in the intracoastal waterway, it's kind of like being on a river where you have things to look at on the sides, on the banks, right?
Yeah.
And so they have these big, they look like private homes to me.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They're huge.
So it's like, what do these people do for a living? Look at all this. Look at all the money in this world.
And they had yachts by their homes.
Yes. All of these places had gigantic boats, gigantic houses.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think, maybe there was one or two condominiums, where people were buying like units, but most of them look like private homes.
Yeah, they each had their own designated beach that they fixed up their
They
own
had,
way.
right.
It was really something.
Right. It was just really, it's like an eye opener. It's like, hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you get a piece of this? Is there a way to get a piece of this?
Exactly.
But aside from that, it was just fun. It was a great time to spend with my brother and sister-in-law.
It's real nice. Thank you for inviting me. And you did a video, so it's on Larry's Facebook page if you would like to see the video.
My brother is a vet. I want to tell you a little story about something he did for me. I had a dog when I was first married, and the dog ran out into the street. It was the dog was playing with the frisbees with the kids, and the dog went out into the street. Anyway, a UPS truck ran over the dog. Literally, the tires went right over the dog. And the children came in and told me what had happened, and I was like, oh man, the dog was such a good dog. The dog was able to, be out there without a leash. The dog knew the boundaries, but the frisbee, I guess, went out that way, and that's where the dog went. Anyway, so the dog was not dead, and nor were there any open wounds. So, of course, my first thing was there was an emergency vet here in Ocala somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I went to the emergency vet, and he said basically there was nothing he could do. So then I called my brother, and I said, is there anything you can do? You're a vet. And so he said he would give it a shot. And he literally went inside of her and sutured up, I think, 34 different places that had ruptured. 34 different places. So it was an amazing surgery that I never, ever would have been able to afford it. He did it for free because he's my brother. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he spent a lot of time doing it. And unfortunately, that much surgery and all the damage, the dog did not survive. And but it is then the one thing he said to me, where there's life, there's hope.
Yeah.
So just because she was damaged doesn't mean she necessarily will die. And you don't think about money with human beings. You just do it. You just do whatever you need to do to save a person. Mm-hmm. But with a dog sometimes, or a cat, or a pet in general, a lot of times you just say that's too expensive, and money outweighs love. Mm-hmm. It's just a fact of life. And in my case, the first doctor just said he couldn't do it. He said there would be nothing he could do. He didn't tell me it would be too expensive. He didn't say, Mr. Whitler, that'd be too expensive. I don't think you can afford it.
Yeah.
He didn't say that. He was really nice, and he was being honest. My brother said anybody else who had brought the dog to him, other than a family member, mm-hmm. he would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
But he gave it a shot, and it did not work. And I'm sure it broke his heart that it didn't work, as it broke my heart that she died. But
yeah, because he doesn't like to lose a patient.
Anyway, so
he does all he can. He's marvelous.
And he was a professor. He taught veterinarian whatever in Oregon.
Yep.
And he moved back. He and his wife moved back to Florida maybe 15 years ago already. Mm-hmm. And during the weekend, he said he was probably going to be moving back to Oregon, so
yeah,
probably won't see him as much anymore. I see him like once a year.
Yeah.
That's all
but you talk to him on the phone, and you call him to see if you can go down and see him, and it's so wonderful.
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much. I don't stay in touch as much as we should. All right, let's. I promised we would have something political. Do I have something political? Oh yeah, I have the bear hunting. Which is the better debate, the bear hunting debate? Or you know what? I have a question to ask the listeners, too.
Oh, okay. The question will be the best.
I need some advice. Wait a minute. I need some advice about a topic.
Okay.
Okay? Can I do that on the other side?
Sure.
I'm serious. There's something I need advice on. Because of an upcoming guest I'm a little bit troubled by.
Okay.
You know who I mean? The lady who's she's for abortion?
Yeah.
All right. And I'm clearly anti, but I want to be nice. I want to be respectful.
Yes.
But they always talk all over me whenever I try to bring up my opinion.
Oh, I know. They don't want to listen and give you courtesy.
When is she coming on? Do you know? Do you remember?
I can't recall.
Okay. All right. We'll take a break, and then I'll bring it up, and I just want your opinion out there. We'll be right back. This is WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixed with some clouds today. Straight thunderstorm in the afternoon. High of 89 to 95. Turns out clear tonight, a low 71 to 74. Tomorrow and Wednesday, sunny to partly cloudy. Thunderstorm in the afternoons. High of 89 to 96 both days. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
A rain-shortened race means a second win for a former champion. I'm Joe Moore. This is the Coca-Cola Monday Morning Race Refresher, sponsored by Coca-Cola. Enjoy the race with an ice-cold Coke, the official soft drink of NASCAR.
Tony Stewart and Joey Logano shopping together at the store. You two must be best friends.
No. We're here with all the drivers from the Coca-Cola racing family.
Racing family? So you're brothers. That's the best kind of best buddies.
Co-workers.
Working together to stick together.
I think we should go. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I knew it. You two should get a friendship bracelet.
Coca-Cola. Open happiness. Official soft drink of NASCAR.
Kurt Busch was the man in front when the rain started for about the sixth time yesterday at Michigan. Busch and his Stewart-Haas Chevy team waited out the rain delay until NASCAR made the race official.
It was definitely a challenge. It wasn't easy, but I've got a great group of guys behind me. And the way they work extra hard. And to do it with a backup car, it shows the preparation and it shows the determination to never give up and to support each other. You know, when I was down a little bit after wrecking the car, there's Tony Gibson to jump in. Today, we're battling through, coming up towards the lead, and Rick Corelli, my spotter, is pointing out things. It's an amazing feeling when it all clicks, and it's a very genuine blessing to have the chance to drive into victory lane and to do it here in Chevrolet's backyard.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. was second when the race was called. Martin Truex was third, Matt Kenseth fourth, and Joey Logano fifth. 6 through 10 were Brad Keselowski, Jamie McMurray, Paul Menard, Trevor Bayne, and Clear. Kevin Harvick still leads the points as the series takes next week off. Martin Truex is second, now just 15 points back, with Joey Logano, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Jimmy Johnson the rest of the top 5. That's the Monday Morning Race Refresher. I'm Joe Moore on the Motor Racing Network.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Fidgeting can make it easier to lose weight. Many couples think that once they're married, all their issues with in-laws will disappear, but Steinorth says a marriage magnifies these problems, so if you're having family clashes with potential in-laws, it's best to resolve those issues before you get married. Just like couples can take out a loan for a house or a new car, there's been a huge surge in loan companies catering to wannabe parents.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. All right, I have an opinion I want to ask everybody. Some advice.
Okay.
I need advice. Okay, so here's what's happening. And this has happened to me before, and I always am at it. It's a dilemma for me. All right, so we have, first of all, the way we get many of our guests is through publicists. And publicists are very good at telling us what the guest is going to talk about. But if they think that I probably won't agree with the guest, then they sometimes sugarcoat it. All right.
Yeah.
So I had this call, and it was the pitch was that there's a guest who wants to come on and talk about women being treated fairly and women having, you know, the rights to make decisions on their own without government interference. And of course, I said, well, yeah, that sounds like a good topic. Okay, so then we get it all booked and everything, and then they send the press material.
Right.
And the press material says abortion. What did it say? Abortion. Abortion opponents terrorists. Abortion opponents terrorists.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you I don't think shooting abortion doctors is right. Okay, so don't go there because it's not me. All right. But I also don't like abortion. I don't think it should ever happen unless there's really a medical reason for it. I don't know what my opinion is about the government having a say-so on this, but I've often thought this: I can't change the world. And I thought this when I was a young man. I can't change the world, but I can take care of my world. So if I'm opposed to abortion as a man, and I know us men was, oh, you don't have a horse in that race. Well,
yeah,
all right.
They do.
Well, okay, so this is what I remember thinking when I was a young man, and this is going to be blunt and honest and adult, but I won't use any language that's offensive. But I said, I am never going to have sex with a lady that I believe would ever abort a baby that might happen as a result of that sex. I mean, I wasn't promiscuous in my life ever. I never, ever was. But when I was a younger man, I knew that being with a lady might end up that way. But I told myself I would never. I mean, if I ever was with a lady and something happened, and I know you're supposed to say we're going to get married first, but as a young man, I honestly didn't think that way. Okay?
No
I'm just being honest with you.
Not even
so when I was in dating age as a young guy, I used to say if I ever am with a woman, A, I'm not going to go to bed with her unless I truly do feel something. And B, if an unexpected pregnancy happens, I'm going to be there for the baby. I'm going to be there for the woman. And I'm just going to commit to this. I'm not going to, and I'm going to be sure I know in advance that this is a lady who would ever abort a baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was my way of saying, okay, I can't change the whole world, but I can prevent any baby of my own from being aborted.
Yeah.
All right. So that was when I was quite a bit, a lot younger. Okay.
You're very wise.
When I worked for the juvenile detention center and I would sit with the young men and talk to them, the incarcerated men, I would always say something along these lines. I would say, if you were walking down the street and you saw somebody throw a baby into a garbage can, what would you do? And inevitably they would say, oh my gosh, I would run in there, get the baby out of the garbage pail and save the baby's life. And I said, do you know when you have promiscuous sex with somebody who you may never see again, she may very well get pregnant with your baby and just throw it away?
Exactly.
So the same exact, what I just said to you is something you can prevent from ever happening to your baby. You know, and I don't know if it's sunk in. Who knows? Who knows what you do if it makes a difference? So now I'm faced with this dilemma, and it is simple. This lady is going to be on the air. I hope it's a short interview. Is it?
It probably
is. A 10-minute
yeah.
one?
It probably is.
And I don't know if it's this week or when it is. I can't remember.
I can't recall.
And you're my go-to person for that, but you're in here.
I'll
so
have to look.
You don't have to look right now. But anyway, my dilemma is, look, I want to be respectful to the lady. I don't want the listeners to think that my respect is in any way reflecting that I agree with probably her position. Now, if her position is that anti-abortion people shouldn't be shooting abortion doctors, then yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it is such a fine line. I mean, I want to express to her that I'm absolutely opposed to abortion. I would ask the question, do you believe that an unborn baby is a baby?
Yeah.
Do you believe that a baby, 2 minutes after conception is anything other than the beginning of a human being? So let me take some phone calls, and that's my dilemma. Absolutely. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling, by the way.
Good morning, Larry, Robin. The subject basically shouldn't really be a subject. Number one, it's states' rights. In other words, each state would have the decision to make on that. And number two, it's being politicized by all these people. And I don't think that is the right thing to do either. The Supreme Court should never have gotten involved with that Roe versus Wade or Roe v. Wade deal, and should have kicked it back to the states' rights. But then again, what's this Constitution for anyway, besides trashing? But as far as what's happening today, it's whether you go along with the demonstrations of pro or con or whatever, it's a non-entity because it is it winds up being a medical procedure. And, we're all going to pay for, 58 million lives that we've done away with in this country with this abortion rights deal. And, it's just, in my way of thinking, it comes down to one simple thing: you're taking a life.
That's the way I see it too.
I don't know how anybody could argue with that.
I don't either.
I mean, yes, what about the rights of the woman? Yeah, what about her rights? Doesn't she have any with rights?
And they always bring up rape, and I know that happens, and that little 10-year-old, that 10-year-old, I don't.
That's a different subject.
Right.
If you want to put it that way.
Yeah. Sonny, thank you. Thank you.
The thing is, what I'm trying to say, Larry, is, it's responsibility, and with responsibility and decisions, you have to. You can't have one without the other. In other words, you can't make a decision without being responsible for that decision, whether it's to turn around and have promiscuous sex or whatever.
Right.
May not even be promiscuous, but this is the results that you have to live with.
Thank you.
That doesn't mean killing.
Right. Thank you, Sonny. Let me let a few other people. I appreciate the opinion. Yeah. If you want to call, I know some people were trying and they weren't able to get through, but the phone line is open now. So it is. So my dilemma is because I want to be polite, but at the same time, I don't want to appear to be agreeing. And that's what happens sometimes, especially with a short interview, especially if they're very skillful at talking over another person.
Exactly.
Which I like to be polite, and they start talking and I shut up. Mm-hmm. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. One of the things that comes up in these diatribes is that they imply that women were put in jail for having an abortion. Never. The person that was liable to do jail time was always the doctor, and usually the doctor just had his medical license pulled. Yeah, no woman was ever put in jail for having an abortion.
All right, thank you, Jim. Do you know, my father had a story that influenced my thinking on this a little bit. My father was against abortion, but he was also in favor of the law that allows it.
Yeah.
Simply because he showed up as a police officer, he showed up at an apartment where a 14-year-old girl was dead. Mm-hmm. Because she had a botched abortion from some illegal person, some back alley guy, whatever. That would be his words.
Yeah.
And so I've always thought, okay, well, it should be legal, but we should do like we've done with cigarettes, where we have this big campaign but no law. It's just a big campaign that says, look, you got to stop doing this. It's not good for you. It's not good for us. And all right, thank you for your opinions. We've got to move forward. We'll try to lighten it up a little bit. I'm not looking forward. We'll be glad when it's over. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A prison tailor shop worker in court today accused of helping two killers escape from an upstate New York prison. Clinton County District Attorney Andrew Wiley says Joyce Mitchell had planned to meet up with the inmates.
She got cold feet and realized, what am I doing? And reality struck in.
Mitchell accused of supplying tools the inmates used to get out. The mother of the Texas man who fired at Dallas police early Saturday before being killed by a police sniper apologizing for his behavior.
I never dreamed he would go after the police. I didn't know he had a particular beef with the police, honestly.
Janine Hammond says she thinks her son James Boulware had mental health issues. Kurt Busch wins the rain-shortened NASCAR Sprint Cup race in Brooklyn, Michigan.
Excellent pit stops, excellent team chemistry. This is what it's all about. Winning in Chevrolet's backyard is even that much more special.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. was second. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation.
Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Baer.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The #1 place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better. Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper. Check your local listings.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys.